unfortunately, when I do it, people are watching. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Thursday live on Life with the Wolfies. How's it going? Let me just shut this lady down here. I've been having a busy, yeah, I'm trying to tame my faux hawk here. Been having a busy, my hair's growing like really fast. Like I can grab the sides of my hair now. It's weird. So, slick. How's everybody doing? I made another bread today for Howie's lunches this week. Hey Betty Randall, how's it going? Oh, you know what? I gotta turn the chat off on my phone or I won't see it on the. Hey Angela, Betty Randall, Sherry Leach. Please excuse me. My hands are I'm in a lot of pain. Steven, Mr. Bucky. Hey, how are things going, Steven? Sherry, Marnie, Ann, Joe Mama. Give me a second, guys. I can't even work the lighter. So today, hi Allison, how's it going, sweetheart? Itty bit, Angela Lowe. Oh, harvest time. I know. I really wanted my turnips to get a frost, my rutabagas, but I couldn't wait any longer. I just couldn't wait. Did you see the one that was hollow? So today I've peeled a bunch of carrots. I probably got 3/4 or a half a stock pot of chunks carrots and over a half a 5-gallon pail of turnips or rutabagas. Hey, Simply Jessica, Meredith Turner, Yoshi. Jessica, how are you? So, as soon as this is over, yeah, me too, Allison. I love my Swedes. But I call them turnips because I'm Canadian. And if you go to the store, they'll be and get them in a bag. They'll be labeled turnips, not rutabagas. They're rutabaga turnips, right? Yes, Stephen. Go right ahead. You're hanging in there, eh? Hey, Faisy. What's going on, Stephen? What question? I don't have any cards up here. All I have is my divining rods. How are the shortage supplies? I'm starting to feel the impact. Shortage of what, sweetheart? Like, I've seen prices go up, but I've seen no shortages. The only shortages I've seen are turkeys, and that's ridiculous considering where we live. So I'm almost feeling that I don't want to say I feel it's deliberate, but nothing's changed, really, except everything's backed up. I've been doing nothing but sleeping for over a week. Good for you. Good for you. I love my rutabagas and carrots. So that's what I'm canning tomorrow. Hopefully, if I get today's video edited, I will have a surprise new bread for you tomorrow. Have I missed your tour of the office downstairs? Oh, that's not an office, darling. That's a studio, and it's not done yet. I figure the grand, if I know my sheet on the wall down there is not dark enough, but providing my twinkle lights show up, then we will be all ago for the first public live stream in Glamour on Saturday, October 30th in the evening. It'll be all Halloweeny. Because Halloween, I'm decorating my truck and I'm going over to the high school parking lot. And because the school said absolutely do trunk or treating, just don't let anybody too close to the school because it could be an insurance issue. But where the driveway, where the parking lot is onto the main road, there's going to be. They actually built a gym. I should go check that out, make sure there's going to be room. But I mean, it's going to be in addition to the regular route, but we're going to have trunk or treating for the rural folks who might want to come in. So Briar bought me a pumpkin. I got a pumpkin, and I'm going to carve it on the Saturday so that you guys can see it downstairs with his eerie, glowing eyes. And how could it not be? Exactly. Yeah, sugar and etc. That's right. I mean, but the thing is I haven't seen it. As a matter, the only thing I've seen is the ridiculous price hikes for stuff. Right? It's just stupid. I mean, really stupid. I paid $5.79 for an 18 pack of eggs. That's almost $6 for a dozen and a half eggs. So, oh, I can't wait. I'm beginning to see it in Ohio. Stores don't have things for a couple of days like sugar, flour, eggs, staple items. Well, what are we going to do about it, right? Just, be prepared. Do the best you can to be prepared. Tomorrow, I'm canning turnips and carrots. And then I'm taking all my flour out of the big freezer and I'm putting my rice. What do you see, Gracie? What do you see? What are you looking at? So my camera hasn't arrived yet, but I got an email today saying it would be here by 8 p.m. tonight. What upsets me the most is that when I ordered it, it told me I would have it by the 8th of October. And then when the order was confirmed, it said, oh, you'll have your order between the 8th and the 13th. Today is the 14th. I still haven't got my camera. I'm not planting garlic. Those beds. Now, somebody mentioned that they've never seen taking green beans off the vine you wait till them to dry to go to seed. Well, what's the difference between them drying on the vine and drying in my porch? But I am still going to go out and go through them again to pick more of the dried pods. Yeah, they say one thing and then do another, right? Like those twinkle lights that are supposed to be here by October 22nd. I ordered those in July. No, not July. I ordered them the end of August. Yeah. So, hey, Beth Delano, how's it going? Hey, Meredith. So, yeah, I'm not even focusing on, this is my thing. Is I'm not, I've said it before, but every day I get a little bit more clear about where I'm going in life. And I am not, I repeat, not, let me just, give me a second here, folks. I'm not letting the negative narrative control my life. Hey, Jean, Deb Caputo, Beth Delano. I'm not letting the negative narrative control my life anymore, right? It's not going to be easy. Oh, Nan's not coming this weekend, guys. I talked to her yesterday, and she has an appointment with her diabetes specialist. And then at 3 p.m., she has an appointment to have 2 molars pulled. And she said, well, I thought I might be up to it by... I said, no, Mom, leave it for another day. Okay? Leave it for another day. Because seriously, she may be vaccinated, but that kind of stress is going to have an effect on her immune system. And I don't want her to be any further compromised than is necessary, right? Whitney Gibson, a lot of people are waiting weeks to months for car parts for basic repairs. Everything is taking forever. Well, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Hey, Seashell, how's it going, sweetheart? Aloha. Oh, excuse me. It's only my second cup of tea. Yeah, I know it's a 30-ounce cup, but come on. It's only my second cup of tea a day. That's how I justify how much tea I drink. You don't misunderstand. You're just saying what, sweetheart? You're just saying what, Stephen? What did I miss? We are starting to see it. There's no misunderstanding, honey. There's no misunderstanding. Listen, if nothing else, we've learned in the last 2 years. Because this time, 2 years ago, I had family here for a huge Thanksgiving deal. And half of those people were sick within 3 weeks with what we now know was COVID in our country. They just didn't have any tests for it. I have not been sick. Okay? So, I mean, I'm just doing the do things. And I have decided that I am no longer, yes, I'm going to get pissed off some days. Yes, I'm going to have some anger. Yes, I'm going to get hurt. I mean, I'm not Pollyanna, okay? I can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear no matter how good of a seamstress I am. However, I can choose, I can turn this off now that I've cooled down. I can choose not to let the negative narrative of life influence how I'm going to go forward. Because if I allow that to influence me, every decision I'm going to be make going forward is going to be hampered. It's going to be meddled with by pressures from outside. So I really, really, really am working on just flowing forward and seeing the other side of when all this crap ends, right? Yeah, I haven't seen any. As a matter of fact, when I went to Giant Tiger, my favorite bread was on sale for like $1.97, and I usually paid that usually $3.99 a loaf. So I got like 7 loaves, so I don't have to bake for a bit. EJM, how are you, darling? Chaos, how's it going? Yeah, it's been another beautiful day. I've had the windows open. My kitchen's a disaster, but I'm getting on top of things. And tomorrow I'm going to be canning turnips and carrots. And then it's Freaky Friday. So I'm hoping I have to phone Howie and remind him to get the mail. I know I don't have to remind him, guys, to get the mail. But if I don't, he takes it as an opportunity not to bother. Oh, I forgot, right? So I always remind him, especially when I'm waiting for stuff. Turn off the TV. Yeah, I'm watching Downton Abbey. I don't watch TV. If they start talking about Hi baby, where you at? I'm on live, so don't talk dirty to me or anything. Huh? Just coming out of Hull? Okay, don't forget the mail, eh? All right, because they told me my camera's going to be here today, so. All right, drive safe, sweetheart. Soup's in the crock. Homemade chicken noodle with kale noodles, big fat ones, because I didn't bother pulling machinery out. I just rolled them and cut them up. All right. I love you. Be safe. All right. Bye-bye. Well, you know what? In reality, it is craziness. Okay? I'm going to be really careful about my choice of words. Okay? But you're right. What's going on is so crazy that it stopped making sense. If it ever did make sense, it stopped making sense over a year ago. But now there has been just too much indoctrination. And what are people going to say after this? Oh, you were right. I take back. No, they're not. They're going to stand by their decisions because A, they've either believe exactly what they were told, or B, they don't want to feel stupid. Right? So, hey, Andrew, how's it going, sweetheart? Callie Chaos, hi, darling. I can't get Call the Midwife anymore. I waited and waited and waited for season 8, and then they took it off of Netflix. Went to the gym today. She was a-okay with me not being okay. I figure sooner or later they're all going to figure out how much business they're losing. And I put something on TikTok because a guy was saying, um, I have to get it correct. I have to get it correct. Just, oh, I can't open TikTok. There's a website that you can report any business that asks you or turns you away because of paper requirements or proof requirements. And here's a perfect example of kicking out crap by a computer program because something came in leaving a comment. Oh, well, this is how you're going to unite the world. This is how you're just dividing people more. And my first instinct is to say, no, I'm not. I'm giving legal recourse to people who are being segregated and discriminated against. But I didn't even do that. I just blocked, deleted, bye. You know why? Because what that person said and what the video was about, they didn't coincide. So it's like, bye. So this is part of the new plan. Turn the TV off, folks. It's really, really hard for them. They're embarrassed because they were wrong about things and they know they can't take it out once. Exactly. Hey, Vicky Lemire, darling, how are you? Rosie Slade, Kathy Krause. How's it going, Mary Cook? I hope I'm catching everybody. Whitney Gibson, boo! How's it going? So yeah, right? I was inviting everybody up again this weekend, but like I said, Nan's getting her teeth pulled, and I haven't heard back from Arthur. And since tomorrow's Friday, I'm pretty sure they're not coming. And I have a new rule. All of your concerns or politics or biases about what's going on in the world, you come to visit me, they get left at the end of my driveway. That means whether or not you feel protected, if you come on my property, then everything else gets left outside. We don't talk about it. We don't flinch away from hugging unless that's your thing, right? I'm not going to push my hugs on anybody. But you come here, the outside world stays off my property. I am no longer willing to allow my feelings and my views and my love to be trampled on because other people have drank the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? I understand that, but you look at me, though. I understand that Kim Solomon says, hey, Bev, it should be that way all over. But look at it this way for me. Okay? I have spent my entire adult life making sure everybody was okay. Making sure that Briar had a job or had a place to live or had food in his stomach. Making sure he understood that, when he left here, I had to ask him to leave and move out a long time ago when he was like 20 some years old, so he could realize just how good he had it here, right? And he did have it good, but now Briar and I have come to a compromise, right? He's going to bring his bike every weekend, okay? Because I'm not going anywhere pretty much. And if I do, well, then he'll figure it out. But He's going to bring his bike on the weekends, and I will pick him up because I, in good conscience, do not want him riding the back roads in the dark on a bike. So I'll pick him up at night, but he rides to work in the morning. I ain't getting out of bed to take him to work. And that's my 50-50 compromise. I don't watch much news anymore. Kick the outside news to the curb. I have, Kathy. I have. For the simple reason is I can't watch anything for less than 5 minutes without all the bull crap and the lies and the misinformation. They accuse us of misinformation. But all it is if we don't go along with their narrative, then we are the dissenters. We are wrong. We are extremists. No, we're not. We're just people who draw the line at allowing government to decide what is allowed in our bodies. Yes, look at Quebec. What about Quebec? Hey, Helen, what about Quebec? We don't talk about family issues, politics, or religion when we get together with others. Well, you see, we used to be able to talk about stuff like that. But this has got people frothing, and it's just not allowed. So I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I'm focusing on not allowing what's going on out there to tear apart the structure of my life. Because it's my life, my home, my feelings, my faith, my beliefs, my traditions. And that's why I fought so hard for trunk or treating. I didn't fight hard. I didn't have to really fight hard, but I did come up with the idea thanks to you guys. And so on Halloween, anybody in the rural community who wants to come out and set up in the parking lot to trick or treat or to hand out candy and be a part of the community, all right, we'll be allowed to and we'll be welcome, right? I know people misunderstood in the beginning, thought I was trying to replace the way Halloween was run. No, I was just trying to find a way to make it for not just the 3 streets who are so proud of their Halloween decorations and stuff. No, continue to be proud. But let us, the outsiders, the outlanders of the community, come in and be a part. Enjoy, spread the joy, watch the joy, roll in the joy of the children, because kids have had a really rough time. Believe it or not. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? What do you mean by look at Quebec? Yes, look at Quebec. We have a rule in our family that keeps the peace. We do not talk about religion and politics. It is recognized that we are human and each of us have different thoughts, and that is okay. Well, this is my thing, right? I can't watch. No, I have Netflix for that. Oh, we're watching the Squid Game. We got 1 episode left. Whoa, how intense is that? And that is, it reminds me of society today in a little way. Our church has true trick or treat. Oh, that's awesome. I dislocated my left shoulder last week. I was lifting more than I should while cleaning the garage, so now I'm taking a few days off. I would certainly hope so. Hi, Veronique. Trunk or treating has been around for years. Plenty of churches would do this. We have been practicing trunk or treating in my subdivision for years. I was a kid when they started. See, I'd never heard of it because I lived in the city. And then I moved to Wakefield, where they had Halloween was a huge deal. But here it was like, I didn't even know I knew people put things up, but I didn't even know there was enough people around here to do it for trick or treating. So whoever, you guys who shared that with me sparked a revolution. And even if it is only Howie and I sitting in the parking lot with a bucket full of candy and a pumpkin, it doesn't change the fact that I don't want to call it that I won. It doesn't change the fact that I accomplished my goal, which is to make the in community more aware that the outside of the community, all they need is an opportunity to participate, and they will. Even if it's just us, right? I don't do radio either, not even in the truck. No, Vicky, I didn't get the quilt done. I have a half a row left. But the truth is canning season ends tomorrow with the that's my final canning of the year, always turnips and carrots. So then I'm going to focus on it. They will have it by Christmas. Hi, Ralph. How are you, my darling? I'm cooking up some cabbage right now, cooking it with bacon and onion. It smells so good. I should have that recipe. We're having a Halloween pop-up on the 30th, and we have fun for kids and adults and pet vendors. Raph, are you going to do Halloween? Like, I know you guys live out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know if they have trunk or treating in where you guys are, but you can come down and be with us, right? I'm glad you're doing well. Are you feeling better? Because I know you were quite run down there. How was Thanksgiving? Oh, cool. How's it going? So it has begun. I have mailed out my first Christmas card, and I have a box. You can't tell actually how many cards this is. Can you see that? Full of Christmas cards. News is just so too depressing. That's a thought. No kids in my area. Thanksgiving was good. Ron and I had 4 meals of turkey, and we still have some. I haven't had a turkey. I should have got one of the $25 ones at Walmart, but I'm waiting until I don't have any freezer room now until I clean out the big freezer. So that's tomorrow. Log cabin quilt. Oh, that's wonderful. Hi, Rodney. But yeah, why don't you come down for Halloween? And we'll get together and we'll put up. Briar bought me a pumpkin, and I'm gonna carve it on the night before, so that I can do my Freaky Friday, right? No, Freaky Friday. There's Freaky Friday, then there's going to be the full-on public live stream on Saturday night in the basement in full glamour. And then Sunday is Halloween. So I will be at a fire on Halloween, just me and my cat, who just happens to be black. You protect your cat, okay? Because there's a lot of people have weird ideas about black cats. I won't have anything but a black cat. Are you going to do a larder tour, Bev? Your canning and prepping is educational. I live very close to my village shop, so I don't store anything. We are having trunk or treat in our little community this year. It's great because everyone lives so far apart. That's awesome. I don't know if I'm going to do a larder tour. I haven't done a lot of canning, believe it or not. Well, I guess I have, but it's not a huge full pantry like I used to make it. It's not. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have good 20 quarts of neeps and carrots, and I still have some left from last year, but that's one of our favorite sides is mashed neeps and carrots. Went to ER at 1 a.m. Head was awful and dizzy. Gave me a migraine medicine via IV. Didn't do anything. Finally gave me 600 milligrams of ibuprofen and an antibiotic for a UTI. Headaches seemed to be hormone related. And hi, Cindy Howard. How's it going? Oh, Natasha, why would you be scared to listen? A canner is a tool, like any tool, like a screwdriver or a hammer or a power saw. Yes, it can be dangerous, okay? But not if you know how to use it. Do your research and then go forward confident, knowing that you've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's and you know what you're doing. Okay? Don't let fear rule your life. I'm thinking about dressing up myself this year. Grandkids will get a kick out of it. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to dress up. I don't know as what, but I'm going to dress up. Hey, Nani, how are you, darling? I do hope you feel better also, Marnie. I'm going to get I'm Brooks Van Kirk. I'm going to try and raw packing pork this weekend for the first time. Good for you. Just remember, leave an inch headspace. And what when you always wipe your rims and rings, use a cloth that was dipped in white vinegar because that helps stop the fat from passing if it bubbles up. Good girl, Brooks Van Kirk. Oh, that was you. Right. So get on that, Natasha. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear rule your life. That's the biggest issue with all the crap that's going on today. Is people were allowed to be stampeded by fear, and you ever tried to slow a stampede? Hey, Village Steader, how's it going? Canners are not like our grandmother's canners. Many safety features now. Absolutely. Thank you, Joe Mama. Hey, April Greer. Bev taught me all I know about canning and dehydrating because my grandma suffered Alzheimer's and she couldn't teach me before she passed. Well, there you go. There you go. And I know I make the same videos year after year. But the truth is, if I don't, you people go, where's the video? That's like, okay. And I just don't have the strength to go day after day back through my old videos. All of my videos are in order on playlist by year. And if you want dehydrating videos, there's a list of them too. Yeah, Gatorade, you really need some electrolytes and lots of fluids, honey. Thank you, Bell Prepper. Oh, there go the geese. Every night I'm hearing the geese. I fell off the back of my boat, Bev. 6 to 8 foot fall. My head hit a tree stump and my back got a whack too, but I had lovely people help me up. Did you lose any consciousness at all? You really need to get your head looked at, baby. And I don't mean up here. Bev, potatoes are on special at IGA, 210 pounds. Do you know what? Maxie's sale starts today. Now, I don't know about up there, but 10-pound bags of potatoes are on for $1. So if I had the money, I'd be going out right now. I'd be telling Howie to stop. But I don't, so I won't. Been dehydrating frozen food like crazy when I can find them. Oh, good for you. You are really lucky to be okay, honey. But I did tell you the journey would have some bumps, didn't I? Too soon? I wish I had more beets. But Howie and I have decided, those 8 beds of garlic? Well, we're going to bring the back ones forward and tear them up 4 high and top those up. And next year, that's where all the beets are getting planted. Beets and rutabagas. Get yourself a big ball book of canning. Everything you need to know. I will tomorrow. I don't think I lost consciousness, but do have a bump. Okay, well, be careful, okay? People kind of poo-poo. What do you say when you get a bump on the head? What's it called? Yeah, I know. I'm getting old. It's got the dementia. A concussion. They can be very, very dangerous. Don't ever poo-poo. If you have any signs of a concussion, please go to the emergency room. Talking about your older videos, I go back and find ones I haven't seen almost each night and spend my evening with you. Oh, Kelly, that's so nice. I got these from Maxi last week. I think they were $2.50 for 10 pounds. Well, they're on. Maybe it's only the Maxi in Hull, but I'm gonna look because it's in my mail. I get all the flyers in my mail, whether I can shop or not. Commercial offer, advertising offer. Will you people just bugger off? Where is Maxi? Maxi Spectacular Flyer of the Week. Because I still might get Howie to grab me a couple of bags. It's only a couple of bucks tomorrow. Um, and I'll can them, right? Or I'll slice and dehydrate for scalloped potatoes. Oh, my internet is so slow. That's not Loblaws. I wonder if Maxi, I bet you Maxi is a subsidiary of Loblaws. Give me the flyer. But I was sure I saw potatoes on for a buck, 10-pound bags for $1 this week. This was in Elmer. Well, I'm pretty sure that's Hull or Ottawa. No, it's Hull because my Maxi flyer, or maybe that is Maniwaki. I don't know. It is, Bev. It's okay. So it's on for the 10-pound bags of potatoes at Maxi are a buck for 10 pounds. Hey, the bear! How's it going in Seattle? Hey, Mary Jane Weeds. How are you, darling? And Beth Miller. All right. Let me just. Howie will be home soon. My hands are sore because that was like 15 pounds of turnips, and some of them were like that big, like as big as my head. Okay. And I didn't wait for Howie to come home to slice them for me. So I managed to slice them, and I couldn't find my hammer because sometimes I get stubborn. You put that butcher knife and you hammer it through, right? But I couldn't find my hammer. So I really wait a minute, how do I do this? I really put some muscle into it. Ow, and sliced the turnips and peeled them, and I peeled my carrots. So tomorrow's canning. Concussion, yes. $1 for 5-pound. Hi, Kelly. How's it going? Maxi is owned by Loblaws. That's what I thought. A buck you will be needing the truck. Well, I mean, the thing is gas right here, gas here in my neighborhood, it's $1.52.9. I'll say $1.53. Even if you change our money to American, it's still like $4.50 a gallon American. It's over $5 a gallon Canadian. Well over. Is instant mashed potato a bad thing? I know how fresh veg is the best. Mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes are instant mashed potatoes. I'm really pissed that Costco got rid of Honest Earth and took in Just Spuds because the last ingredient on Just Spuds is canola oil, which means they probably used oil to separate something like from machinery or whatever. But the truth is, having instant mashed potatoes and rice and beans in your pantry is a really good thing. You can do almost anything with that stuff. Hi, Bev. In text, helping treat cancer in my naturopath doctor. Oh, wow. Well, you'll be successful, at least for some relief, right? High for gas. You can thank my prime minister for that. I'm going to make one statement. If you're a Canadian and you don't like the price of gas, thank a Liberal. Ooh, I made a political statement. I still don't know how he got in, but we're not going to talk about it because I'll just get pissy. Thank you, Bev. I had instant mash for the first time in my life, and it tasted okay. Well, that's fine. Just don't buy the how do I say this? The packages you get, and I mean back when the kids were small, they would go on for 99 cents. And I would load them up thinking, now this is back. We're talking, 25 years ago when I thought that prepackaged food was okay for you. Okay, yeah, maybe not cookies and shit, but I mean, if it said it was instant mashed potatoes, it should be instant mashed potatoes. And then one day I read the ingredients because they would come in all these different flavors, herb and garlic and bacon and cheese and all this stuff. Never dawned on me where they were getting the flavors from. And I turned over a package of instant garlic mashed potatoes. And the list was 13 ingredients long. Honest Earth mashed potatoes is potatoes and butter and milk. So, yeah, don't buy the cheap stuff. Just picked up a 50-pound bag of potatoes from the farmer next door for $5. Well, there you go. That's a buck per 10 pounds. Very good deal. She's beating this one at a time. Who's beating what one at a time? Oh, good. I'm glad, Mary Jane Weeds. That's all you got to do. Don't focus, like, yes, focus on the end game when you see that everything is going to be okay. That's all you have to see, because seeing what you see is what you get, right? But when it comes to focusing on the negative narrative of what's happening in her life, one battle at a time. Any person can fight the battles of just one day, right? Don't buy the cheap stuff. It's like wallpaper paste. I've never seen potatoes so cheap. I have never seen, yeah. I think I'll get Howie to pick some up tomorrow if they're not all taken up by, preppers. But I mean, I think I would really prefer to just do some dried scallop potatoes and can the rest. But we're not huge potato eaters. We're more but it's good to have. You know what I mean? Oh, Lena K. Tater soup. My mom, I used to hate potato soup because I've never been a potato eater. But I'll never forget, like, I used to think, I knew we were poor growing up. Not poor exactly. Blue collar row house Torontonians. My dad was a street light worker and my mom was a housewife. And I'll tell you something. There were times when I look at them with fondness when I realized we were on the brink. When mom was making bread, it's because she couldn't afford to buy it. And she had been given flour or had a bag. Flour was cheaper than the bread, which it usually is. But I remember eating potato soup more than one night a week. And it wasn't really the potato soup the way I make it. It was onions and potatoes boiled together with water and salt and pepper until the potatoes were mashable. And then my mom mashed them into the potato water to maximize the nutrients and topped it up with milk. That was potato soup. Now, yeah, I do it a little bit differently. I add cheese and I add more potatoes and more onions. The secret is if all you got is potatoes and onions, and you can use powdered milk, but if all you got is potatoes and onions and salt and pepper, you can make soup. You can make the potatoes go farther that way. I had no choice. There was only one variety and it was okay. Much easier than boiling and mashing on a high pain day. Absolutely. The only brand in US that is only potato flakes is Bob's Red Mill in the grocery stores. I've never even seen it. I'd like to see that in Costco because I'd buy it. Right? Plain potato flakes. So I had 20p a pack one and it was awful. 20 pence. Oh, hubby turns 34 years sober this month. One day at a time, baby. Thought the old timers were actors. Now we're the old timers. I know, eh? I haven't been to a meeting in a long time. I'm waiting for the pandemic to end. But, wow. I remember when my sponsor was 15 years sober. And she got all giddy because someone called her an old timer. Mel, my sponsor, if she is still alive, I should phone and check on her because I know her cancer was back. And I know she had a double mastectomy to cancer before we met. But Mel, we used to call her the pit bull with lipstick because she didn't pull no punches. she'd say, "What are you doing?" Say what? No, you're justifying, right? So, yeah, here's to all the old timers and the newcomers. The newcomers are the ones that keep us sober, aren't they? Hey, Autumn Leaf, Autumn Leaf. Yes, I did get my it's all downstairs. I did get the eyeshadow. Absolutely stunning. The really ruby rouge one broke, but I managed to get half of it back into the palette and press it down with my thumb and plastic and saved most of it. Your camera is on its way back to you, and I'm really excited. That's exactly the kind of eyeshadow I was looking for. Thank you so very much. Now stop spoiling me. All right, where's Mama Cat? Hey, Mama Cat, how's it going, baby? They all call me the bee. The bitch? Well, that's like kind of like being the bitch at a euchre table. That's a compliment, baby. If you're not getting called a bitch in the program at least once or twice, you ain't doing your job. I'm doing good. I got all my wrists are sore, but I got all my turnips cut in half and then into slices and peeled. I got my carrots peeled. So tomorrow I'm canning neeps and carrots. And tomorrow's video on our half-acre homestead is a new dessert bread, which is actually quite low in sugar, believe it or not. But you can add more if you need to. Okay, here it goes again. Oh, I'm having hot flashes. It's this weather. I don't believe how warm this weather has been. It's like nuts. I mean, last year or the year before, we were lighting the fire in August. But Saturday, Axel's coming to help Papa uncover the septic tanks for the septic to be pumped and to pile the 3/4 wood that we have in the driveway onto the porch. Andrew, Storm, it was my first time. I'll have it again. Now I know it's okay. Well, there you go. Oh, Seashell, thank you. It is a brand new recipe. And I'm going to tell you, you may want to add more sugar or you may want to use brown sugar. But it's beautiful and it's perfect for us. It's a bread that's sweet, but not like cake sweet. It's more like one of those things you put a slice, a little bit of butter on it. You know? Autocorrect is a pain. Oh. Sandy Candy, where's Sandy Candy? Did I miss you? Did I miss you, Sandy Candy? I'm sorry. I have lucked out. The shop, right, grocery store here sells the brand sale. Oh, cool. You haven't been able to find any rutabagas this year? I find that weird. Because look how mine grew. I got 15 pounds in one box, one garden box. So like I said, next year, if you think about it, 2 years in a row, those back beds have done nothing. First it was potatoes. I barely got 20 pounds. Then it was garlic. Okay. So we're just going to pull the other beds forward and stack them up. And then I'll have 4 boxes. Because if you think about it, they haven't been productive, really. So 4 beds is better than none. Right? As opposed to 8 beds that are producing nothing. And they're too close to the ravine. So I need a row behind them so I can get around them. So the 8-box layout wasn't the greatest idea. So we're going to take them. I don't even know if I'm going to do them 4 high. I'm going to do them at least 3 high. And that still leaves me 4 boxes that I can put somewhere else for more veg next year. Because if you think about it, I didn't get much kale. I got kale, but I didn't get much kale or spinach. My green peppers went insane. I got rutabagas that went insane. My onions did okay. My leeks did, My garlic was crap. So I'm going to say half of my garden didn't produce. which means like half of my potential garden didn't even produce. So next year, those beds that I planted garlic in and all that stuff, there's enough people around here that grows garlic locally that I have no problem getting it. So I'm going to go where I'm going to go. And I'm going to fill 4 beds with rutabagas and beets and white globe turnips. I'm going to do 1 bed of white globe turnips because they're the sweet kind for fresh eating. But I'm also going to pickle those ones because pickled turnips is what you use in shawarmas, right? All is good. Hey, Catherine X, how's it going? Wales! You know, that's where Howie's, Nan? Her father was from Wales. He came over on the orphan ships. Apparently he was a real right old nasty rip, her father was. But so when Howie's 23andMe came back, he came back, I think it was 94% UK, like Irish and Welsh, and like 6% Scandinavian. Wild, eh? Because his dad's family is from Waterford, Ireland, if you go back far enough. And his grandfather on his mom's side came from Wales. So our gardens were bountiful this year. We got over 1,000 pounds of produce for our families, and we shared. Oh, God bless you, Mama Cat. Yes, that's the way it works, right? So I am actually hoping this weekend while I have Alex here, if it doesn't take too much, I'm going to actually ask him to help Howie move those back beds forward. Because I'm just going to go and pull all the weeds out of them, and then I'm going to pick the rest of the beans, the rest of the dried beans. I hope it does not rain on Saturday. In the 1800s, my family was Isle of Man on my mom's side. Isle of Man. What do you pay for propane in Canada? I have no idea. I really don't. We only use propane for the motor coach. And I'm actually going to get Howie to top up the propane. Because it's our, he doesn't want to put a lot of gas in it because then it's got to sit idle all winter. You can put stabilizer in it, but it makes the gas cruddy, right? It's not good for the engine. But I'm still thinking we should have a full tank. Put more stabilizer in it, but we should have a full tank in that coach if we have to run the generator, I'm going to be eating my pulled pork, fried cabbage, and potato dinner. Still here listening and reading. Love y'all. Okay, Gro. What am I missing? Yeah, that's awesome, Mama Cat. 1,000 pounds of produce. I have no idea what we've gotten. But I'm actually tempted to get more carrots, but we don't eat a lot of carrots. And I've got 2 half-gallon jars full and 1 pint jar full from dehydrated carrots from last year. And I still have turnips and carrots from last year. So I'm gonna branch out next year. I'm going to add more beets. I love root vegetables, man. But also I've ordered watermelon seeds, sugar babies, because they have a 75-day growing period, and they have a 75-day rather than the ones I planted were 120, and I still got a watermelon that I could eat. So 75 days is going to work, right? I'm spreading things out a little better. I'm hoping to spread things out just a little better. Now, I'm not going to bother getting potatoes. Oh, is Daddy home? Yeah. Was there any mail? Harvard beet. I don't know what I have. Let's see what I have. Let's just pull the whole seed drawer out here. What? Rotten buggers? They told me when I ordered it.
I got my review from 2018, Revenue Quebec.
Yeah?
Bad.
What do you mean bad?
They say we still owe them $421.
Oh, well, piss on them. It can go for this year.
I'll still get my
Honey, it is what it is.
I'm sorry.
Soup is in the crock. Help yourself. Leave me some noodles. And don't touch the bread on the counter. We'll discuss it when you've got it to eat it to thumbs it up. I was trying to get the loaves out of the pans while they were still hot, and I broke one. So he's gonna say, "What the hell mess is this?" So, I wish y'all would cook greens on the beets and I'm going to next year. Because you remember the beets, I use the beet greens in the borscht. What? Well, don't thumbs it up by what you saw on the counter, because I broke one.
I might thumbs it down.
Is there anything for me?
No.
Oh, let's see this bullshit.
Yes, that's for you.
We just sent them $22,000. How can we owe them more money? My God, governments.
And there was $190 in interest, I guess, because we didn't pay it.
I'm going to go behind my fan so I don't have to talk about the government. And then we're going to talk about seeds. You know, when Alex comes this weekend, I think what I'm going to do is when you guys are doing the septic tanks and the wood, I'm going to pull the garden. And maybe before he leaves, he can help you move those couple of beds forward. If you get done. Yeah, I'm not asking you to do more than you can do, dear. I know that's a physical impossibility. Fan moment. I don't mean you, because you're family. Not fan, family. Yes, Gracie, I know he's home. We only have one episode of the Squid Game left, right? Okay. Can you lift that bucket of turnips onto... Oh, wait. I still got to cut them up. Never mind. Hey, 420, how's it going? How do I cook carrots? I don't. I really don't. I dehydrate my carrots, and then they go into soup, stews, and casseroles. If I have fresh carrots, I will throw them in the roasting pan, but only when they're in season. And the rest of the carrots get canned, 1/3 carrots to 2/3 rutabagas. And I eat those mashed with butter and salt and pepper. Sometimes a little bit of brown sugar if it's a special occasion like Christmas or something. We don't say anything, Sherry. We got one episode left. I'm medicating with you, Bev. Pain is high today. I know. I've had a couple of bad days. Not so bad right now. There's bread and butter too, dear, to have with that. And that's not a thumbs up, so don't worry about it. Everybody's seen me make chicken soup. Although, I made those noodles on the fly with nothing but a rolling pin and a spoon. Well? Hey, Jessica, how's it going, sweetheart? Angie Mac! So yeah, when I don't do, everything I do is based on whatever's easiest. Like, for instance, soup today was a jar of chicken stock with meat in it in the bottom of like a quart jar of chicken stock with a bit of meat in the bottom. Then a pint of vegetable broth, which I'm out of, actually. I only have the big quarts now. A pint of home canned vegetable broth. 2 onions, 3 carrots, some dehydrated celery. Oh, and about 5 cloves of garlic, because we do garlic every day. It's good for you. Well, not every day, but as often as we can. So, onions, celery, carrots, garlic, salt, pepper, a pint of home canned vegetable broth, and a quart of chicken broth with a bit of meat in it. And then I took a cup of flour, and I took a heaping tablespoon of dried dehydrated kale, and I put it in my little Ninja personal size thing, and I did the kale, zoom, and then I put an egg in it, and I did zoom, and then I poured it into a cup of flour with a bit of salt, and I mixed it with a spoon, and I got out my rolling pin, and I rolled, and I kneaded, and I rolled, and I kneaded, and I cut it up with a pizza cutter, and threw it in the pot. And that is chicken, home scratch, as close as you can get to organic chicken soup with homemade noodles. I can't eat raw garlic. But I've heard that if your sinuses are blocked, now put it on a toothpick, okay? Or something. But put a clove of garlic in your nose, in each nostril, and hold it there for as long as you can. And when you pull it out, it'll pull the congestion out. That's what I've heard. Melka, you made it! How do you know about CanCard and Outlaw Metacard worth talking to your GP about? Yeah. Yeah, okay, I can shut this off again now. All right, let's talk about seeds. You want to see what I got for seeds this year? I know this is kind of our half-acre homestead stuff, but your days are coming, my friends. Wait until the 30th of October when you see my studio. Oh, it's cooling down now, thank goodness. What? Nobody saw that, right? Okay. And then this weekend, if I'm prepping the garden for fall. I did watch it, but it was advertised. It's a Korean thing. It's a Korean movie, and when you're on Netflix, you can switch it over to English, and it's dubbed. So the overdubbing of voices is not great, just because you can't keep up. But the acting's really good, and it's a really good idea to show you exactly. What did somebody put on Facebook one day? They said the saddest part about the whole way things are going in this world today is that it's not people that don't like you that you got to worry about. It's about the people that, the people that give a crap and have already drank the Kool-Aid. They'll be the first ones to turn you in. And this is kind of like that, sort of. But it's really well done. Let's talk seeds. Oh, there's my other braid of sweetgrass. Sweetgrass, see? Sweetgrass. I still have stuff from last year. These are my Manitoba tomatoes. I have put them on paper towel and let them dry. I do have a cucumber. Remember the cucumber I dug out the seeds and put them on paper towel to dry? They weren't mature enough. I have a couple of cucumbers that are starting to wrinkle up and they're orange and brown. And I'm going to cut them in half and I'm going to open them up. And I'm going to let them kind of dry that way so that they don't dry out too much. So we have leeks. Beets. Parsley. Basil. Spanish onions. Because they did pretty good. They only got about that big, but they were still nice. Spanish onions. Spaghetti squash. Spinach. Kale. Leeks. Peppers. Kale. Cilantro. Peppers. Somebody sent me most of these peppers. Peppers. Blue bush beans. God, these cabbage seeds are so old. What have I got here? Red cherry squash. Looks like... Oh, I do have. I have sugar baby. What's it say about these? 75 to 80 days to harvest. Sugar babies, watermelon. So I've ordered more. Swiss chard. Rutabaga. Summer turnip. That's the white globe turnip I'm going to make for pickling turnips and for fresh eating. Parsnips, pickling cucumbers, beefsteak tomatoes, rutabaga, green beans, winter squash, baby rainbow peppers, more beans, celery, celery. These are those tomatoes that I got from, that they didn't do well. More peppers, Blue Lake bush beans, peas, cabbage, butternut squash, tomatoes, more squash, leeks, beans, sugar pumpkins. I mean, folks, I've got pretty much everything I'm going to need for the garden next year. So, sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is sacred native. Sweetgrass is a sacred grass to North America. This, you can smell it in July when you're going where there are patches of it. You can smell it. It's called sweetgrass for a reason, but it is a sacred, cleansing, blessing grass that we burn. I don't know how else to decide. Some people, you know, there's sage. There are sacred plants. Sage, cedar, like white sage, cedar, sweetgrass. You know, they're very sacred. Hey, Anita, how's it going? I have every kind of seeds that I can. Well, the thing is I know I have, I've ordered more. I've ordered some more beans, and I think I've ordered more beets because I really, really love beets. Bear too. Exactly. So every once in a while, I know, every once in a while we'll be driving somewhere where there's grass and stuff, and you'll get a smell. And it's sweet. Not sweet like sugar, but I wish I had smell-o-vision. Now that since we're talking about it, let's burn and do some purification. Sacred smoke of the sacred grass of the ancestors. Bless us with love and purity. So it is. I don't get enough to make it worth it either. No, I have never grown ground cherries, but apparently you make a jam out of them that tastes kind of like pineapple, and I would probably eat them like grapes. So I might try them next year. You're welcome, Mary Jane. So it's been over an hour, and I'm going to go eat supper with Papa, watch the last Squid Game, and then start chopping turnips. Okay? So for all those who care to, I gotta turn my fan on again. I'm having hot. Is it warm out, dear? How's the soup? You haven't tried it yet? I got your thing hung up and the trim stuff already in the top one. Beets. I love beets. So, I mean, I'm not even finished canning yet, and I'm already planning my next year's garden. Isn't that awesome? Sweetgrass is the feminine sage. Women use it mostly. There you go. Do not know, but sound delicious. They're like little yellow cherry tomatoes, but they're not a cherry tomato. They're a husk tomato. and they're really, really sweet. And if you can them with like jam, it tastes like pineapple jam. Apparently, that's what I've heard. Yeah, Howie says it's 20 degrees, which is what, 70? So, for all those who care to, now that everybody knows that we're going to do our spiritual nourishment, if you don't want to stay, that is not a judgment in any. There is no judgment in any way, shape, or form. Everybody has free will, and we should never judge anybody for exercising theirs. We don't know what they're going through. All right. You spent time with us here. Stay safe. Thank you, Seashell. For all those, yeah, this is insane for October. It really is stupidly insane. Like I said, I would have liked to have let my turnips go to a frost, but it could be another month before we get one. On the other hand, my parsnips are going to get huge. All right. Inventory seeds. Inventory seeds. Well, I don't have an inventory of seeds, but I keep them in a drawer, right? My grandmother loved ground cherries, Bev. You can get ground cherries from Dennis the farmer. Well, I don't want to make any more jam. I still have blueberry blackcurrant jelly to make with my frozen berries. But I think I would like them just to eat them. Because I like small little, when I had that cherry tomato plant growing by the pool, I didn't get many. But by God, when I did, I was out in the pool and I'd lean over and I'd pick some. I love little fruits that I can pop in my mouth. Hey, Joseph Black! Saw your live. Can only stay a few minutes. Wanted to say hi. Well, it's good to say hi, sweetheart. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that here. So think about Halloween, Raph. That would be wonderful to have someone in my corner in the parking lot. For all we know, though, it could be a carnival. I have no idea. All right, Malka. All right. For all those who care to, please help me close with some spiritual nourishment. This is not a place where we slam down walls between people's beliefs, but separate the walls between the similarities in our faith. It's all love, right? So, let's take a nice deep breath. Oh, great Spirit, original Spirit, from which all things came and come. How's it going, God? Thank you for the strength it took. I needed to have to cut up my turnips today. Now I'm going to cut them up smaller, but thank you for that. It's something my wrists were. Thanks, God. Thank you for all the things that that I can still accomplish on a daily basis. I think that's important to be grateful for that, because I am getting old. There's a lot of folks out there, God, that don't always have the connection, or don't always, or are so battered from the outside that they're having a hard time maintaining their light on the inside. And so, God, we want to lift those people up to you, the people that are suffering, sick, anxious, alone, neglected, addicted, rejected, ill, or sad. Okay? You know what, God? Take everybody's TV down. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, no. We want to lift those people up to you, God. Okay? And in the meantime, we want to link hearts and link hands. And we want to ask you, God, to fill us so full of your divine light that it shoots out our hands, that we cannot contain it, but that we can do what we do best, which is amplify your love, God. We let it build and build and build until we are not a ring of people, but we are a ring of glowing divine light. And we cannot contain it. And we push that light out. And it's like 1,000 million flares of divine light pushing back the darkness. And all those people that have the strength stand and hold that light aloft until others are strong enough to stand up and hold their light aloft. And so it is, and so it goes. But the one thing we do know, God, is that when that light gets pushed out, you just keep filling us with more, but it pushes back the darkness. There's nothing darkness hates more than to have light shone upon it. Amen. And so it is. Peace be with you. Shalom. Merry meet. Never stray from the path. Never eat a wind-fallen apple. And never trust a man whose eyebrows meet. Just kidding. Because Howie's eyebrows meet. This is Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfies saying, until we meet again, may you walk in the light and be safe in God's love. Take care. God bless.